People whose conduct brings good fortune. Just observe these 6 traits to see their blessed fate. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey in which each of us continually seeks happiness, peace, and meaning. But have you ever wondered why, living under the same sky, some people enjoy unbroken streams of luck and blessings while others face hardship and obstacles? As the ancients said, one's destiny is fated, but one's character determines that destiny. Good fortune does not fall from the heavens. It is the result of how we live, how we treat those around us, and how we cultivate ourselves. Today, in this peaceful space, I would like to share with you the 6 characteristics of those whose conduct brings good fortune. These are not only profound philosophies of life, but also practical lessons that help us live with greater ease and fulfillment each day. Let us listen, reflect, and feel, so that we may not only learn to live beautifully for ourselves, but also radiate blessings to those around us. A heart of gratitude. Gratitude is neither unfamiliar nor difficult. It is simply the way we face life and appreciate the small things we have. A humble meal, the morning sunlight, or even life's challenges are all worthy of our thanks. Those who cultivate gratitude not only live peacefully, but also carry great fortune within them. Why is that? Because gratitude is the key that opens the door to happiness, abundance, and inner calm. There is a story of a poor man living in a small village in a dilapidated hut. He had nothing but his calloused hands and a passionate spirit. Day after day, he toiled hard just to earn his next meal. His life was so simple that sometimes his dinner consisted of nothing more than a thin bowl of porridge with a few sprigs of greens. Yet, miraculously, he always wore a radiant smile. Anyone who met him felt the warmth of his spirit, despite his poverty and lack of complaints. One day, on his way home, he stumbled upon a bag. Upon opening it, he was stunned to find it filled with gold, silver, and precious jewels. A poor man like him could have kept just enough to live comfortably for the rest of his life, but he did not. He immediately went to the village market in search of the owner. Eventually, he found a merchant desperately seeking his lost money bag. When the poor man returned it, the merchant was astonished. "Why, being so poor yourself, did you not just keep it?" the merchant asked. The man simply smiled and replied, "I am grateful to life for providing me with food and water each day. I do not need what is not mine. If I had kept the bag, I would have lost the serenity of my heart." Deeply moved, the merchant then gifted him the entire sack of gold. From that moment, the poor man's circumstances changed. But more importantly, it was his gratitude that created a life of ease and happiness for him, not the gold itself. Ladies and gentlemen, gratitude not only helps us cherish the present, but also forges wondrous bonds between people. When you sincerely thank another, you not only show respect, but also build lasting, positive relationships. A person who is always grateful radiates positive energy, making those around them feel comfortable, eager to help, and fond of them. The ancients taught that gratitude is the foundation of virtue in life. Gratitude is not reserved for grand gestures. It is an attitude of appreciating the smallest things, a sip of water when thirsty, a word of encouragement in hardship, or a helping hand when you fall. All these deserve our thanks. Gratitude is also a profound lesson in how to face adversity. Those with blessed conduct never blame fate. Instead, they are thankful for the challenges that help them grow. Hardship is like a whetstone that sharpens our flaws, molding us into better versions of ourselves. A friend once told me that whenever she encountered difficulty, rather than asking, "Why is this happening to me?" she would ask, "What lesson is this teaching me?" Thanks to this mindset, she remains peaceful even when life tests her time and again. Ladies and gentlemen, gratitude is not merely an attitude but an action. Learn to thank life every day. Thank the blue sky, the gentle breeze, or a stranger's smile. Thank your family, those who stand by you even when you cannot fully stand by them. Thank the tears, for they teach us to value moments of joy. If you are not yet accustomed to gratitude, start small. Every night before bed, think of 3 things you are thankful for that day. It might be a delicious meal, a refreshing rain, or simply another day to live and love. So from today on, slow down, observe more, and be more grateful. Let gratitude become the lamp that guides you to a meaningful life full of blessings. 2 gentle dispositions. Ladies and gentlemen, There is an ancient saying that still resonates today: too rigid and you will break, soft and you will endure. This precious lesson from life advises us to live with gentleness and harmony without being weak. A gentle person is like flowing water, soft, yet able to seep through every crevice and overcome every obstacle without being destroyed. Observe a river. When it encounters a large rock, it does not attack head-on but gently flows around it or gradually wears it down. This is the power of gentleness, a quiet yet mighty force that helps us face and overcome life's storms. There is a story of a father and his hot-tempered son in a small village. Whenever the boy was displeased, he would immediately argue with others. One day, the father led him to a riverside and said, "You see this river? It winds through countless bends and meets many obstacles, but it never stops flowing. Water does not fight the rock, yet the rock must yield to it. You too should learn from the river, live gently to avoid unnecessary enmity." From that day on, the boy began to change. Whenever something upset him, he remembered his father's words. Gradually, he became calm, even-tempered, and beloved by everyone in the village. Gentleness is not weakness. It is the expression of a strong soul that controls anger and ego. A gentle person does not engage in meaningless quarrels or stubborn battles of right and wrong but seeks harmony in every situation. That very softness helps them avoid conflict, preserve relationships, and live in peace. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu said, "Nothing is softer or more yielding than water, yet for dissolving the hard and inflexible, nothing can surpass it." This is the core philosophy of gentleness. Those who are soft by nature not only protect themselves from needless harm, but also soothe those around them, making every difficulty easier to bear. In reality, life is not always smooth. We may be misunderstood, insulted, or hurt by others. If we respond with anger, we lose our peace and damage our relationships. A fortunate person endures, maintains a gentle attitude, and turns conflict into an opportunity for understanding and empathy. A short story about the Buddha illustrates this. One day, a man came and hurled insults at him. The Buddha remained silent and smiled gently. The man, enraged, asked, "Why do you not answer? I am insulting you." The Buddha replied, "If you offer me a gift and I refuse to accept it, to whom does it belong?" The man hesitated and said, "Of course, it belongs to me." The Buddha smiled and said, "Likewise, your insults are like a gift. I do not accept them, so they remain with you." A gentle person is not shaken by harsh words or provocation. They understand that such attacks say nothing about their own worth but only reveal the attacker's inner state. By keeping a gentle heart, they protect themselves and help others calm down, dissolving potential conflict. Remember, gentleness is not weakness but the sign of a generous heart. It helps you live longer, stay healthier, and maintain good relationships. When you are gentle with the world will be gentle with you, and that is the great blessing gentleness brings. 3 harmonious facial qualities. Ladies and gentlemen, the ancients said, the mind gives rise to appearance, appearance follows the mind. One's facial features are not solely determined by birth but are shaped by one's heart and way of living. Those who carry blessings need not be exceedingly beautiful, yet their faces always radiate warmth and kindness, making everyone feel at ease and fond of them. Have you ever met someone who seemed ordinary at first, yet the more you spoke with them, the more you were drawn to their charm? Conversely, you may have encountered someone very attractive at first glance, only to feel reluctant to engage after a few words. All of this stems from the person's inner heart. There is a story from a small town about a woman who sold tea. She was neither strikingly beautiful nor wealthy, yet her little tea shop was always full of customers. When asked her secret, she simply smiled and said, "I always think well of others and greet them with a smile." This seemingly simple answer holds a profound truth. It is her compassionate and loving heart that creates her powerful attraction. People came not only for her tea, but also for the warmth and serenity she radiated. Facial appearance is not fixed. When you live with integrity, your soul becomes like a clear stream, and your face reflects that purity. The ancients taught, when the heart is good, the face naturally glows. When the heart harbors jealousy or hatred, negative emotions etch themselves into the eyes, the mouth, and the way one faces the world. Modern science also confirms that one's mental state directly affects one's appearance. When people are happy, they stand tall, their eyes shine, and their faces beam. Conversely, when they are sad, they hunch their shoulders, their eyes lose luster, and their countenance becomes gloomy. To improve your appearance, begin by improving your heart. Another story tells of a nun who always lamented her unattractiveness and how no one cared for her. A meditation master said nothing but handed her a mirror and gently said, "Look into the mirror and smile brightly." She did as instructed and immediately felt her face light up. The master smiled and said, "Your appearance is not in your outward features, but in your smile, your eyes, and the heart within. If you smile at life, life will smile back at you." A harmonious appearance. A harmonious appearance does not come from elaborate makeup or natural beauty alone, but from how you live each day. Those who smile, live generously, and show compassion naturally carry an aura of peace and warmth. This is what creates a lasting attractiveness that never fades over time. If you want to cultivate a harmonious appearance, begin by nurturing love, kindness, and a positive mindset. As the ancients said, "Sculpt the mind and you sculpt your looks. Cultivate the mind and you create blessing." Once your heart is good, your appearance will naturally follow. Live with integrity and compassion, for true beauty lies not in the face, but in loving eyes and a sharing smile, and that is the clearest sign of one blessed with good fortune. Patience. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a proverb you've surely heard. Yield a little and the wind's calm. Step back one pace and the sea grows wide. Patience is not a sign of weakness or cowardice, but a manifestation of wisdom and inner strength. Those who practice patience master their emotions, avoid needless disasters, and maintain peace in the heart. The story of General Han Tin vividly illustrates the power of patience. As a young man in poverty, he was once confronted by a thug who humiliated him and forced him to crawl between his legs in public. Han Tin bowed his head and obeyed, not out of cowardice, but because he understood that revenge at that moment would only satisfy a small ego. His patience preserved his reason and kept him focused on his greater aspirations. In time, Han Tin rose to become a legendary general, and the very man who once shamed him bowed in respect. Patience is not unconditional submission, but a deliberate step back to see the larger picture. In life, we all face misunderstandings, insults, and hurtful words. If we respond in anger, tensions escalate and consequences can be severe. But if we choose patience, stay calm, and reflect carefully, even the worst conflicts can turn to peace. Another story tells of a married couple who quarreled endlessly over trivial matters. One day, the husband found an old letter that read, "When angry, remain silent. When unjustly treated, be patient. No words are more precious than peace." He adopted this advice. Whenever his wife grew angry, he remained silent, smiled, and sought to soothe her. Remarkably, she soon became gentler and more understanding. They lived happily ever after thanks to his patience and wisdom. Patience not only spares us conflict, but also cultivates wisdom and maturity. A patient person knows emotions are fleeting. Anger, sadness, or resentment will pass if we control them, but if we let them control us, we lose clarity and risk mistakes. As the Buddha taught, mastering the tongue is mastering the mind. By exercising patience, we govern our speech and conquer our own ego. The greatest victory is not over others, but over ourselves. Remember, patience is not surrender, it's the path to greater achievements. By stepping back, you avoid conflict and create opportunities for deeper relationships, preserving a serene heart that wealth and fame cannot buy. Robust health. Ladies and gentlemen, no one escapes life's injustices or insults. But when you practice patience, you not only grow stronger, you also invite good fortune in the form of peace and wisdom. There is an old saying, "To have health is to have everything. To lose health is to lose everything." Under any circumstances, health is our most precious asset. Without it, dreams, plans, and even the smallest joys become unreachable. Those blessed with good fortune understand that caring for one's body is the first step to a fulfilling life. There is a story of a wealthy king stricken with a terminal illness. He had everything: power, wealth, a vast kingdom, but lacked the health to enjoy it. He summoned the greatest physicians, promising half his realm to anyone who could cure him. Many tried and failed. In despair he sighed, "I may rule a kingdom, but I cannot master my own health. Better to be a healthy commoner than a sick king." This tale reminds us that health underpins all happiness. Those with good fortune know caring for health is not just for times of illness, but a daily habit. This includes balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and maintaining a calm, unstressed mind. Modern research shows that people who exercise daily are not only physically healthier, but also enjoy better mental clarity and happiness. They experience less stress, sleep more soundly, and cope with life's challenges more effectively. Thus, caring for health protects the body and builds a peaceful soul. Look at those who live long and healthy lives. They seldom complain or harbor resentments. Instead, they live simply, keep their hearts pure, and know how to let go of what isn't worth holding on to. That lightness of spirit is an invisible medicine that sustains their health over the years. Another story tells of a man over 90 who still walks each morning and lives alone without any help. This again confirms that patience, gratitude, and daily health habits are the secrets to a serene, healthy life full of blessings. When asked his secret, he simply smiled and said, "I am not greedy, not angry, and I do not overthink. A peaceful mind makes a healthy body." Though simple, his answer contains profound wisdom. The body's health springs from the mind's health. We often take health for granted and only regret its loss. In reality, maintaining health requires daily effort, balanced eating, avoiding harmful habits like excessive drinking, smoking, or staying up late, taking time for physical activity, even just a 30-minute walk each day, and, above all, keeping the soul relaxed, free from anxiety and anger, which harm both mind and body. Those blessed with good fortune need not feast on delicacies or live in luxury, but they always know how to care for their physical and mental well-being. They understand that health is the means to fulfill every dream and the prerequisite for enjoying life's pleasures. Remember, you needn't wait for your health to decline before tending to it. Beginning today, live healthily, keep your mind serene, and make health your top priority. Those with robust health not only live longer but live more fully, enjoying years overflowing with blessings. Sixth, a heart inclined toward goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, the ancients said, at birth, the human mind is inherently good. Goodness is the light within every person, illuminating even life's darkest corners. A heart inclined toward goodness not only lives peacefully but also generates lasting blessings. Kindness is like a seed. Sowed in the heart, it will blossom and bear fruit, bringing good to both oneself and others. There is a story of a poor farmer. Every morning he rose early to carry water from a nearby stream back to his village. One day, he found an injured dog by the roadside. Though in a hurry, he paused, cleaned its wound with fresh water, and took it home to care for it. Villagers mocked him. "You can barely support yourself. Why bother saving a dog?" But he simply smiled and said, "To save even a small life is to save my own conscience." Remarkably, months later the dog recovered and became his loyal companion. Once, when a thief attacked him, the dog's barking alerted neighbors and saved the farmer's life. His small act of compassion not only rescued the dog but also rescued himself. A heart inclined toward goodness need not perform grand deeds. It begins with the smallest acts, a word of encouragement to the sad, a comforting hug, or simply a smile to a stranger. Those who live by goodwill need not seek recognition, for kindness is its own reward. Goodness not only beautifies the soul, but transforms destiny. Live kindly, and goodness will come to you naturally. As the ancients taught, virtuous people are protected by heaven and earth. Indeed, a benevolent heart brings blessings, spares you misfortune, earns the love of others, and ensures a peaceful life. Another tale tells of a wealthy man who regularly aided the poor. Each winter, he distributed warm coats and blankets to needy families. When asked why, he replied, "I give not to be thanked, but so I can sleep peacefully, because a kind heart is a light burden." Ladies and gentlemen, living with a benevolent heart brings joy and accumulates merit for the future. The kind never lose out, for what they gain far exceeds material wealth, inner peace, and enduring relationships. Always keep a compassionate heart. When wronged, do not rush to blame. When facing someone's mistake, give them a chance to make amends. When you see someone in need, do not hesitate to help. These actions build blessings not only for you, but for those you love. Life is short, but every kind deed leaves a lasting mark. Those whose hearts are set on goodness live with a purpose greater than themselves, sow love, and spread light everywhere. They are truly people blessed with good fortune. Dear friends, good fortune is neither distant nor purchasable with wealth or fame. It is the result of how we live and treat ourselves, others, and life itself. From deep gratitude, gentle character, harmonious appearance, patience, robust health, to a heart always inclined toward goodness. All these qualities not only generate blessings, but help us live a meaningful, complete life. Remember, blessings are not given, they are cultivated each day. When you live with love, share freely, and cherish simple things, you not only enrich your own life, but also spread goodness to everyone around you. Thank you for listening. I hope these reflections help you find inner peace and valuable lessons on life's journey. Wishing you a life full of blessings, peace, and happiness. I look forward to sharing more meaningful stories with you next time.